the best camouflage for turkey hunting is the camouflage that matches your environment, allows you to completely conceal yourself and break up your outline. If you're like me, spring's here, you're saying to yourself, okay, I got to get ready for turkey hunting. Where am I going to go turkey hunting? Do I have a camo that matches that area? Am I going to hunt out of a blind? Do I need to have anything else with me? Am I going to wear 3D camo? What do I need to be prepared to be able to beat turkey vision so that I can optimize my camouflage so I can increase my chances of success this season? So we're going to talk about that in this video and more. So let's get started. Hey, I'm Mike. This is the Everyday Bow Hunter. I'm also the owner of archeryhunting.com. Now, one of the things that is kind of big to me is camouflage. You might not know this, but I'm a former U.S. Army Green Beret. Cover, concealment, camouflage, all that was extremely important with everything I did. So I didn't take that for granted. So I always would look at my environment and say, what is going to optimize my chances of success to stay concealed up until the point that I don't need to be concealed anymore. So that's extremely important to me. So when I approach hunting, I approach it the same way. I look at, okay, what is my enemy? My enemy in this case is turkey, right? And how can a turkey see me? What do I need to do to beat turkey vision and optimize my chances of success? Okay, so let's talk about turkey vision. First off, turkeys see the world 3 times better than we do. They have great vision. They're not quite on the spectrum of like eagles and other, predator birds. They're not a predatory bird, but they do have really good vision. They don't see like we do with binocular vision. They see with monocular vision. Each eye kind of works independently. Sometimes they cross over and they can get that depth perception, but they kind of work their head back and forth. That bouncing of the head allows them to do that. They have a 270-degree arc field of view, but that bouncing the head turns that into about 360 degrees. So they really can see around them very well. They can see movement better than, as you say, what deer really catch you when you're moving, and movement is a big thing when it comes to deer camouflage. But for turkey, movement is even more important to minimize your movement so they can really see movement well. They can see the world vividly. They can really see colors. They can see your blues and greens very well. Reds and oranges not quite as well. So they have 7 photoreceptors. They have 1 rod and 6 cones. So this really gives the ability to really see the world vividly. But at the same time, because of that monocular vision, they have a tough time with depth perception. So they're looking in front of them and they're not seeing the world quite as clear. And that's why that head's constantly bouncing and stuff, so give them that depth perception. And there's threats nearby. Now, when I'm talking about the colors they can see, they also see on the UV spectrum, which means that if you wear clothing that's been washed with UV brighteners and stuff, they are going to see that almost like as you shine a light on it. They can really see on the UV spectrum, so they can pick that stuff out very well. So you have to think about that when you're watching your hunting clothes, that it's a possibility that a turkey can see that. Deer as well, of course, as we already know. So as I said previously, depth perception is difficult for a turkey. So what they have to do is that head movement back and forth allows them to really assess the environment close to them. And that's called motion parallax. That motion parallax allows them to really focus in on things close in the environment, those close threats, before looking out farther away. So when turkey does stop in that momentary pause as their head's popping back and forth, that's called stabilizing vision. That stabilizing vision allows them to momentarily take all the different things they're seeing at once and to really focus on it and get a good beat of view. So if they're looking your way and they're basically stopping their head and really locking in on you, you've probably been busted. So it's important to know that's when they're doing that. They're really honing in on you. And like I said, movement is the biggest killer with turkey. But let's talk about what things you can do to enhance your ability to beat a turkey and what camo works the best. Okay, when you're trying to beat a turkey with camouflage, you have to remember a couple things. First, the environment you're hunting in. Wherever you're hunting, the colors behind you need to match the camo you're wearing, or the camo you're wearing needs to match the colors that you're in that environment. That's going to help you obviously blend in, and that breakup of that camo is going to help you blend in. And whether you're using something like for deer with micro and macro dispersion, or you're using your like mossy oak obsessions and nomad camo that's made for turkey hunting, those things that really help you blend in. But if those camouflages you select don't match where you're hunting, then you're really just setting yourself up for failure, because a turkey can really see you then, because they can spot things in their environment that are out of place and aren't supposed to be there really quickly. You talk about their ability to spot movement, but they also, really adept at understanding contrast. That's why you also need to make sure you don't have any exposed skin. If you're like me, you're white as a ghost and you stand out, you need to make sure everything's covered up so they don't see that little bit of contrast of just even your hands is a big deal. You want to make sure that's it. You want to make sure, like I said previously, that you're not washing your clothes with UV brighteners. Don't throw it in there with Tide and wash those clothes, because that's going to help make them stand out to the turkey as well. So those are a couple big things you need to think about. The last thing is you need to think about what you can do to take advantage of this break in depth perception that a turkey does have. You can put things out in front of you, like a little ground blind thing, to break up the outline to create depth between you and the turkey, right? You want to wear 3D camouflage, because that 3D camouflage is going to bring, you're going to bring texture and breakup to your outline that's going to disrupt that depth perception and make it look like you are a part of that environment, as opposed to just your body sitting there. So that really helps. A combination of a good camouflage that matches your environment, covers up all exposed skin, and then on top of it, maybe put in a leaf suit or something like that, some kind of ghillie outfit that matches the environment you're in. And that really would give you the best camouflage possible for turkey hunting. First and foremost, when we're talking about camouflage, you need to remember there is no single camouflage that is the best for turkey hunting. I don't care if somebody says, well, you need to have Nomad's, National Wildlife Turkey Federation camo. It's the one that Turkey Federation says is the best. It's a good camouflage, and it's great for an environment that it matches, right? Same thing, mossy oak obsession. I'm mossy oak bottomland here. If you're in an area where this matches the environment very well, you're going to be up against a tree. It really helps. Same thing, you talk about Osio gears, raptor camouflage looks great against the backstop of trees, and actually even if you're hunting out of a tree for deer, right? But great camouflage for that. So it needs to match where you're hunting more than anything. When I'm turkey hunting, I also want the ability to flex and move into different environments. While I hunt in a lot of woodland settings, I want to make sure that when I do transition to a different area in the woodland, or just outside of it, and maybe in a grassy area, or maybe a really thick area that's really green, all those things, I want to have the flexibility to move, and that's not always the case with those types of camouflage. So I look at a dispersion style camouflage to really allow me to blend in multiple environments. Now, what I really like, because I have a Cabela's kind of portable easy blind here, I like to use this to pop it up in front of me. It's about 3 foot high, about 6 foot wide, and it really allows me to just pop up and put some cover around me, and then sit down behind that and get that cover. And with that, also wear the same exact thing in my clothing here with your true timber strata camouflage, which works very well in a lot of different environments. Probably one of the most multifunctional camouflages that I've seen. Is probably why Cabela's Bass Pro have made it their primary camouflage. One that I've been introduced to here recently really took me by surprise, and it's from a company called Duck Camp. Now, Duck Camp focused on ducks, right? So they're optimizing their camouflage for hunting ducks and duck vision, which is not too far off from turkey vision, right? A lot of similarities, some big differences, but still that avian vision, and they can see really well. Well, Duck Camp has a woodland camouflage here, and this woodland camouflage works really well in multiple environments. As you can see here, it's a really great camouflage. Now, along with that, very similar to that, and having those kind of colors, is you also have Numa with their Kaza camouflage. Very similar. Really take you across a multi-spectrum environment with that. Great camouflage. A lot of people like the Sitka Optifade Subalpine Camo. This is really environment specific because you have a lot of light colors in here. So that really takes you a lot of times. Spring gobbler, for example, you have a lot of browns out there, even fall turkey, have a lot of colors like this, that this will help you blend in. And so that's a very, very popular turkey hunting camo. One of the ones I think is one of the best all around is the First Light Spectre. This is built for deer as well, but you can see the colors in that really give you the ability to blend in multiple environments. So I really like that. If you're in really green environments, and it's really green when you're hunting turkey, the Forlow Deep Cover Camouflage is a great micro and macro dispersion camouflage. And then of course, I think Kuiu has the Verde camo here that I think is really good, and their Velo camo is a great option as well for other environments. But this is great if you're like down south and in some really green environments. This will allow you to blend in very well. Now, I talked about 3D camo though, so a combination of matching camo. So for example, I will hunt with the First Light camouflage here, right? The First Light Spectre camouflage, but I will pair that with a 3D element to allow me to blend in even more, cover up with the gloves, have the hat on, the whole mask and leaf hat on, all that stuff on to help me blend in. So let me show you that. All right, so here is the First Light leaf suit. I've had this for several years now. I think it works extremely well. I have the gloves on and have the leaf hood on as well. It cinches down. This is meant for having a hat on. So a great breakup item. Anything like this where you have matching camouflage that covers you up from head to toe and breaks up your outline like this is great. So I have another option when I talked about Duck Camp and their focus on avian vision, which I think is a great option for this. They have a great leaf suit too, so let me show you that. Okay, so you can see the Duck Camp suit here. This really breaks it up. I think it stands out a lot better than some of the other suits that I've seen. And it's got the hood with your hat over, and I actually have the mask that goes with this as well to cover me up. So the Duck Camp is a great option. So it is not specific to these items. Like I said, the best camouflage for turkey hunting is a camouflage that matches your environment, allows you to completely conceal yourself and break up your outline. So that's really it. Those are the best camouflage for turkey hunting. I know there's a lot of other camouflage out there. These are just a few options that I went through. I'm sure one of the things you're saying is, Mike, you have a lot of different camouflage. Guess what, guys? This isn't all of it. So I'm also going to be doing my best camo for deer hunting video shortly. I have a lot of things to talk about when it comes to deer vision. But what I'd like you to do right now is please subscribe, hit that like button, come back for more videos, and I will see you next time.